Ready, Freddy?
Cool. Hi, welcome to Liquidity Alpha, your go-to platform for liquidity tracking. Today, I think we're going to look at Bitcoin, right, Justin?
Yeah, it's moving
Let's
pretty
start.
good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we broke through all-time highs yesterday, last night for us, and we touched 111,000 dollars, and I think it's sitting around 110 now, I believe.
Yeah.
So should we just quickly go through the ones we looked at yesterday? So should we just go through virtuals and WIF first, and then we'll spend
Uh,
the rest of the time on Bitcoin?
yeah, I think so because
Cool.
Bitcoin's definitely got some exciting stuff going on. So yeah, let's see. Starting out with virtuals. Yesterday we mentioned that bearish was liquidity, or liquidity was bearish, and some turbulence was expected. It seems like the outlook is the same today. And so still turbulent bearish with a ceiling right here at like 20 or $2.05.
Right.
So
Well,
caution if it gets there. We could see what happened last time, this -7% candle.
yeah. So like the
So
gap is the liquidity is showing us that like right now it's in a little bit of turbulent time on an hourly basis. Even the daily was like huge gap, right? It's all upside, but there's a chance it might drop. But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So just watch out for the breakout zone, right? What is the breakout zone here?
Let's see. So this is the overall liquidity is bearish. So we got it could test the ceiling here at the $2.05. And it looks like we're riding this support here at $1.98. And so it's going to be either side of those two prices is going to be your
Right.
kind of downside danger zone. But if it does break above this $2.07, it looks like for this resistance here, then as long as liquidity is bullish, then the outlook is positive.
Awesome. Cool. Let's see what happens tomorrow, and we'll quickly touch upon that tomorrow.
Right?
Awesome. Let's move on to WIF. WIF did
Yeah.
really well last night. I think since we had our chat, I think it was
Yeah.
up what 14% or something.
Yeah. What's that? 14.36%. That's not bad. Up another 2.5 today. And yeah, the outlook looks the same. As you can see, the liquidity, the candles are being painted green, and so liquidity is bullish. So this is another up until something changes.
Right, until something changes. So we don't know. Like it might stay this like 5%. I don't know. I mean, I think it would be speculating if we actually guessing how far it can go up, how far it can go up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I take my general approach is bullish until proven otherwise is kind of what I call it. And so when I see just bullish liquidity and some nice support, and we don't see any resistance up, all you can do is just assume it's going to go up, and then just wait to see if the data changes at any point.
Oh man, that's such a beautiful data, right? We've got here. We're not sharing with anyone yet.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we'll be launching this Liquidity Alpha soon. So, but for now, it's just for us. That's beautiful. Um,
Yeah.
cool. So WIF is doing well. Let's see, it continues for how many hours or days, but so far it's
Right.
looking positive through and through.
Through and through.
Cool.
So yeah,
Let's move on to our favorite one, Bitcoin. Do you want to do Bitcoin? I think we
it's
can.
Bitcoin. Yeah, let's do it. The no, so you were saying Bitcoin had a pretty nice day, 2.75%, and
Yeah.
rise another percent today. It's pretty nice.
Well, I think that's great, but what is important is actually broke through the all-time highs at 109 or 108, I think it was, um, which was
I see.
back in January, and that's a big thing for Bitcoin to break through the barriers that it's had in the past.
Right.
So even though
It's
it's yeah 2.5%, but sorry, I cut you off. Yeah.
no, that's sorry, just kind of exciting
Yeah.
because we can see the last time that it did break that height, it was bearish liquidity, right? And so downside followed, and we're breaking these heights with some nice bullish liquidity. So it gives it helps ease the anxiety that the all time high is just going to be given back
Yeah.
immediately, because we can see that, whereas last time, as it it rose up to hit that all-time high, it was doing so with this bearish liquidity.
That is
You
very
know,
cool to see. So we could see obviously the liquidity was moving along with the price, and then when the price went up, it just sort of pushed the price down, basically.
right? Well, yeah. So this whole time that the candles were being painted red, that was liquidity telling us that this was, not sustainable. This was going to very quickly kind of
Yeah.
give back at some point.
Yeah.
Versus now, where with liquidity being bullish, it tells us that there's actually some really nice organic support to this. Like there's a movement behind it. It's not just
Right.
kind of like a firework in the sky. It's got some oomph. And
I like it. I like it. It's got some oomph. How far do you think it can go? Like, I mean, if you were to do some speculation here, it's definitely looking very positive.
right. I'll say that it's up until otherwise, and then some of these otherwise, though, are, if this right now is nice support, if it moves up and kind of pops above price, that's going to be something to worry about. And so
I see.
yeah, so as long as everything is underneath price right now, and liquidity is bullish,
Yeah.
it's really going to be the market's decision on how high it wants to take. But the liquidity will tell us if profit taking really starts pumping in, if people start getting a little anxious.
Yeah.
We'll start seeing these supports kind of start switching over to becoming resistances.
Yeah.
And that's when you can really identify like when it's a good time to kind of expect some downside.
Right. Okay. I mean, this is amazing, right? Because what we're showing is actually how liquidity, it's a word everyone uses it, but no one knows how to track it. So what we're actually showing is how at different price points, so from bid and ask, how the liquidity is moving, and we are then using that data to project where the price will most likely go. Not always, most might not, but likely go.
It's like, yeah, it's just, it's like measuring the flow of a river, right?
Right.
But it's the market though, so it can change that, the direction of the river whenever it wants. But for the time being, it's, the flow is the flow. And,
Yeah.
if the music's playing, you got to dance, as they say.
If you come tomorrow, what do you expect it to be tomorrow, sitting here today and looking at 1 hour, 1 day chart?
Probably just a nice steady grind up. It seems it's doing about 1-2% kind of hanging out on a day.
I see.
So I would probably just expect that. We can see from a little historical, if we look in the data, when this bid kind of crosses, we get a pretty substantial leg up, and that's pretty common. So I would expect, as this bid kind of approaches and crosses over these other levels of support, we could potentially get like a pretty nice move up.
Yeah.
So I don't think these types of, what is this, like a 10% candle?
Those are crazy.
4-5%.
Those are crazy candles. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's on the horizon, right? Like it's not here just yet. Let's see if we get that nice support, kind of like the three coming together, and then maybe some magic happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, for now, that's.
Yeah, there's a concept also, right? Like I think I was reading this tweet just before, and there's a concept where when the price gets to all-time highs, there's usually a lot of shorts that are sitting there on that price, on the resistance level. And if the price break through the resistance, right, a lot of shorts that are very high leverage, 10x plus all the way to 100x, they get liquidated. And that's where you see this very high moves up. So not the consistent up, grind up, but a massive short squeeze type situations. You see 8-10% days.
Yeah, I could believe it. That sounds super reasonable.
Yeah.
Because like this is an unfortunate movement past this ceiling right here at 6.5%, 6.40. So yeah, you got to imagine this resistance here was short sellers. They were either just shorting Bitcoin, or in some way they were behaving as these asks.
Yeah.
And and we see the price moves through very aggressively.
Oh yes. You can already see this candle that just zoom through the resistance.
Right. And that's the benefit of these types of measurements. It's that was always the expectation. It's just sometimes we get a really nice show of it because we know exactly where to look. But as the price was approaching, we see that the candles were green, so things were bullish. And so the outcome was always to kind of move past this and experience some new highs. And so far, the outlook really hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait to see. We'll see it. The data will start. We'll start seeing the supports kind of start wiggling more than normal when things stop kind of just steamrolling ahead. But
Yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't be surprised if you know, I would not be surprised if it's goes touches 115 or something next maybe a day or two. Already touched 111, right?
yeah. I mean, this is like is the clear sky is looking right here.
Yeah.
So I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, we'll track Bitcoin every day, but it's amazing to see how through liquidity lens we can see where the price is going to go. And we've seen on virtuals that it's choppy, it's getting that resistance zone, a lot of resistance, but Bitcoin is completely opposite, and that's beautiful.
Yep.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, we'll rejoin tomorrow and we'll go through the same ones and perhaps we'll add one or two extra coins to look at.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Let's keep doing it.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Justin.
All right, thanks, Aki. Have a good one.